In storytelling, particularly in hero-centric narratives, the way authors craft endings often hinges on intricate coincidences that eventually lead to the hero's triumph. These coincidental moments, though seemingly random, are often carefully orchestrated to create a satisfying resolution. A prime example of this narrative technique can be seen in the What If episode involving Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop, and Jai Ling. In this episode, the intervention of the Watcher mirrors how authors manipulate seemingly random events to guide their characters toward a victorious outcome. The Watcher's actions, which lead to two thugs falling off a train, ultimately enable the hero to achieve a fairy tale ending by setting in motion a chain of events that saves the day.
Who's ringing that bell? Huh? Miss Bishop, you ain't gonna shoot an unarmed man. Hope will always be on the horizon.
This theme of authors using coincidence to build a satisfying resolution is a hallmark of effective storytelling and is a central mechanism in shaping the trajectory of both characters and plot lines. One of the key features of good storytelling is the use of coincidences, events that occur seemingly by chance but are often strategically designed by the author to push the plot toward its intended conclusion. In this episode of What If, the Watcher, who serves as an observer of the multiverse, takes a direct role in manipulating events. His interference, although subtle and hidden, plays a crucial part in the resolution of the episode. Specifically, the Watcher causes two thugs who were chasing the boy, Kwai Jin Fan, to fall off the train, an action that at first glance seems coincidental, but is in fact essential for the unfolding of the plot. This moment is an excellent representation of how authors craft endings by introducing unexpected twists that shape the fate of their characters.
Wow, another one that ended up better than it could have.
Much like the Watcher's intervention, authors often introduce seemingly random events that act as catalysts for the resolution of conflicts. In the case of this What If episode, the thugs falling off the train is not simply a moment of chance. It is the pivotal turning point that allows Junfan to ring the bell, which in turn breaks the trance cast by Sonny Birch's pocket watch. This moment of coincidence, where a seemingly unrelated action leads to a critical breakthrough, mirrors how authors sometimes introduce small, seemingly insignificant elements earlier in the story that later have a profound impact on the plot. The bell's ringing becomes the moment that saves Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop, as it allows Kate Bishop to break free from Birch's control and fight back against the Hood's forces. Kate Bishop is then able to save Shang-Chi and defeat the Hood. This chain of events leads to the hero's eventual victory, with the free immigrants being rescued and the Hood's reign of terror coming to an end. This outcome, while satisfying, is rooted in a series of fortunate coincidences: the fall of the thugs, the bells ringing, and the timing of Kate Bishop's intervention in Jai Ling's final moments. These moments culminate in a fairy tale ending, where good triumphs over evil and the heroes are able to ride off into the sunset, leaving behind a sense of peace and closure. This is because this is a fictional story, and ultimately the author has complete control over how the story unfolds and ends. If this were real-life, Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop, and the boy would all be brutally dealt with. But that does not make for a very entertaining story, so that does not happen, and instead the hero wins the day. This use of coincidence is not unique to What If, but is a fundamental technique in storytelling. Authors often create endings that are heavily reliant on seemingly fortuitous events. These coincidences are not simply random, but are often carefully planned to provide a sense of inevitability. In classic tales, heroes often find themselves in positions where the odds seem insurmountable, but a series of lucky breaks, sometimes orchestrated by a higher power or fate, allow them to overcome their adversaries. Whether it's a twist of fate that leads to the hero's discovery of a hidden strength, or an unexpected ally who turns the tide of battle, these coincidences are integral to the narrative structure and ensure a rewarding conclusion for the audience. The Watcher's role in this episode mirrors the role of an author in shaping the hero's destiny. Just as an author manipulates the plot to bring about a satisfying resolution, The watcher subtly guides the events in the story to allow Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop to succeed. His actions, though not overtly controlling, are pivotal to the outcome, much like how an author introduces twists and turns that seem inconsequential at first, but ultimately lead to a moment of triumph for the hero. The falling of the thugs, the bells ringing, and the eventual defeat of Jai Ling all align perfectly, demonstrating how authors can craft endings that feel both surprising and inevitable. This what-if episode serves as a perfect example of how authors use coincidence to craft compelling and satisfying endings for their stories. The watcher's subtle influence in the story highlights the role of an author as a master of fate, guiding their characters through a series of fortunate coincidences that lead to a fairy tale conclusion. This technique not only enhances the emotional payoff of the story, but also reinforces the idea that sometimes the universe itself has a hand in ensuring that good triumphs over evil.
Another one that ended up better than it could have.